Welcome to the Rewards Master. Today my topic is kind of different than usual because I'm going to discuss why it is that I earn so many points and miles in a program that I really don't like, but yet over and over and over I continue to earn points in that program. So if you're interested in this, hit the like and subscribe button and let's look at it together. The rewards program I'm discussing here, the mileage program, is United and their MileagePlus program. For years, I was a United flyer. I've had status with them because of my business travels. I traveled 50,000+ miles a year with them for many, many, many years and racked up a lot of lifetime miles. And so I know a lot about United and their program. And what really steered me away from them was after the pandemic, when they really changed up their award system and as far as how to get status, and it really made it much more difficult. And I was looking at the amount of travel I was doing, the amount I was putting on my credit cards, that wasn't really going to change. It was going to stay steady and constant. And I realized I'm going to reach lower levels of status than I ever had before. And I was noticing that I wasn't getting the upgrades that I had gotten in the past. So, and then on top of that, they kind of went through a devaluation. In fact, it was a pretty significant devaluation. Like for instance, I think it was in 2022 or 3, right in there, we flew on United Polaris business class over to Rome, and we flew there from the US for about 60,000 points apiece, plus maybe $12 in taxes and fees. I mean, it was a really good deal. 60-something thousand points is not bad at all for domestic airline currency to fly from the US to Europe. So I was really pleased with that. United Polaris was a very quality product, but then they went through that devaluation, kind of add salt to the wound of the other things I was irritated about with United. And they raised all their awards. So now that same award is either 80 or 88,000 points, which is, a 25% increase over what it was. So they used to be very, very valuable miles and points. I was happy to earn them. You could transfer them over from Chase. You can also transfer from Bilt, but I wasn't really using Bilt at that time. But you can transfer them from Chase. It was a really good program to me. So when all of those things happened, I decided I needed to make a change. So I switched over to American Airlines. I've liked it ever since. Their points are still very valuable. I also kind of mix in a little bit of Delta because I really love their lounges, although their points aren't as valuable. And so I've kind of moved away from United. Now I fly United once or twice, 3 times a year, only when it's super convenient or I find a really good deal on international travel. But those points just aren't worth what they were. So even though I've shifted away, I used to have their club card, which is their most expensive card, gets you into lounges. I also had the Quest at one point. I also had the Explorer at one point. Now, the only credit card I have with United is the Gateway card. Their 0 annual fee, almost gives you nothing card, just in case they ever change anything and I want to upgrade back. That's the only reason I'm keeping it. So when you look at all of that, you say, well, yeah, you've moved on from United miles. Why are you still earning them? Because they're free. And what I mean by that is that the only real United miles that I earn anymore are extra miles on top of what I'm earning in some other currency. Because I use, and I talk about it a lot on this channel, and that is I use something called the United MileagePlus X app. I have used it for years and years and years. I mean, at least since, the end of the 2010s. I've used it and I have earned hundreds and hundreds of thousands of United miles. Now, what it is it's an app that's available on your iPhone. I would assume probably on Android too, but I can't say that for sure. And with this app, if you put in your United mileage number, and it really gets good if you have a United credit card because you get a 25% boost, it gives you gift cards. You can buy gift cards directly through the app that work at hundreds of retailers, and they're all like national type retailers. They're not going to be, say, local restaurants or local stores. They're all going to be big corporations. So, for instance, when it comes to restaurants, it's things like Texas Roadhouse, things like Steak and Shake, big companies. And what I have found is that particularly with my lifestyle, because I live in kind of smaller town America, and we don't have a lot of these restaurants that are on Resy or on, the Built Dining Network or American Airlines Dining Network or any of those. So what really is awesome is even in smaller places in America, there are chains. There are large corporations that operate. So not only is it good for things like restaurants, you can also shop at JCPenney's, and you can shop at Belk, and you can shop at, places to get your tires changed, and pretty much anything. There's even Walmart. Now, the rates aren't good, but there's even Walmart on there, and things like Chipotle. I mean, some of the most popular places you can go. And so what happens is when we shop at those places, and I often will intentionally go to some of those, particularly restaurants, and I'll use that app, and I'll use, say, my dining card that gives me 5x points on dining, and then on top of that, I'll get a lot of extra United miles that are literally free, because I like to eat at that restaurant. I would have eaten at that restaurant anyway, and I'm using the app. The app is really easy to use. You just buy it through the app. Within about 10 seconds, it shows up on your phone. There's a barcode and a number. You show it to the server, and they write down the number, or they can scan it sometimes, and you get both your United points and also your credit card points. It just works great. So in all of this, I do kind of shift my choices of where I'm going to eat or where I'm going to shop based upon that, as long as it's somewhere I like and I want to go. In other words, I'm not going to go have a bad meal, something I don't enjoy, but it will often make me shift from, say, a local restaurant to a national chain because, hey, who doesn't want double the rewards? And so in the past year, even though I fly United hardly ever, and I never use that gateway card, because you don't have to use the card to get the extra 25% boost in your United MileagePlus X app, even though I don't use the card on there and I spend on it hardly at all, and I don't fly United, I have racked up thousands and thousands of United miles. So United miles great? Well, no, not in my estimation. They're kind of lower mid-tier. They're okay as far as points and miles go, but they're free. I mean, if you use this app, they're free. And it really is remarkable to me why everybody doesn't use the United MileagePlus X app, even if you're not a United fan, because I'm definitely not. And I use it all the time because it's free miles. And United miles never expire, which is an awesome, awesome feature. So, like I said, the MileagePlus X app, it's easy. You just download it, put in your United mileage number, put in if you have any of the credit cards with United, make sure you have that in your profile with United so that it'll trigger that 25%. I'm thinking I'm still getting it on my gateway card. I'm not sure that's going to continue. If anybody has any data points on that, let me know in the comments. But it is just a great extra boost. So that's why I earn lots and lots of points on a program that I really don't like. And I think it would probably benefit you to do the exact same thing. If you would hit the like and subscribe button, consider my channel membership. It's just $2.99 a month. You can cancel anytime. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you here next time.